Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lou Harty. Welcome today to this amazing one-off webinar. We're so fortunate that today we've got Nick Halik all the way from the US. Actually, he's currently in the US and I'm here in Victoria doing this webinar. So it's fantastic. But before we get started, I know we've got a lot to cover in the next hour or so. I just need to see if you guys can actually see the Sharelord screen. The blue and white screen, and if you can also hear my voice clearly. If you can hear me clearly, can you just type in yes? Because we would hate for you guys to actually us ramble on for the next hour. Oh, awesome, 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 awesome. Wow, we've got a massive amount of people here today, which is great to see you guys. I know that you guys are busy. It's lunchtime everywhere here in Australia. I don't know where it is in the US, but today, as I said, we're very privileged and fortunate to have Nick Halik here with us, who in the room currently is a member, a Sharelord or a Sharelordess. Anyone here in the room currently Sharelord members? Look, most of you. Fantastic. Yep, just joined, just enrolled. Excellent, Blair. Fantastic, Natalie, great. All right, excellent. So, yeah. So we'll get straight onto it. So we've got Nick Halik here. He's in the US at the moment. And just a quick brief on Nick. He's the CEO and founder of Financial Freedom Institution. He's also, many of you will know of him as a wealth strategist, an entrepreneur, an international speaker, but he's also a cosmonaut, which is a civilian astronaut. So he was like the first Australian to go and be trained by the human spaceflight program, and also one of the first Australians to actually go and have lunch on the Titanic in a semi-submersible. So he's an Aussie-born guy from Hawthorne. He's taught many of our members an amazing program, which is the Sharelord program. Plus, he comes from a great savvy background of investments in property and stock markets from his early 20s right up until now. He's educated over 300,000 individuals globally, and he now resides in the US. So let's see if we can actually get him on this webinar. So Nick, are you there?
Well, Lou, how are you?
I'm great. You sound crystal clear. Where are you?
Absolutely. I'm currently in Los Angeles. It's around 7:30 in the evening. It's about 90 degrees outside. It's really hot, summer. And for those who don't know, I actually reside in Los Angeles and also Miami, but I go back and forth between Melbourne and the US, and the US is actually now my new home. But all is great, life is vibrant, and absolutely enjoy myself.
Fantastic. So just before you start, Nick, I just want to make sure you guys can actually hear Nick. Can you guys hear Nick clearly now?
Come on, folks, show me the love.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of love there, Nicky boy. Okay,
Let's
baby,
have fun.
Over to you, man. Take it away.
Wonderful, awesome. So yeah, look, my name's Nick Halik. I've created many successful stock market educations in the last, over a decade now, from the Mastery of Stock Market Intelligence to Global Advanced Trading Secrets to Sharelord, and now we're just on the brink of releasing the Sharelord Advanced Education. Now, the Sharelord Advanced Education, the actual strategies in the Sharelord Advanced Education, I've been, we've had members, I've been utilizing it for a number of years and what have you, and we're now making it available to our Australian Sharelord clients and what have you. And just so you know, over the last decade plus, I've educated over 300,000 individuals, in regards to stock market and property. I love the property. Property is great for capital growth. But the stock market is truly a cash flow vehicle. So remember that. It's cash flow. And with the Sharelord education, primarily it was all about, selling call options based on the underlying stock. That is, you physically own the stock and you sell the call options on it. And, over the years I've used different terminology, specifically property type terminology, to better explain the strategy so we can get our head around it. Because sometimes, if you used all the derivative and all the testosterone type language, it's very easy to get confused and intimidated. So I made a very conscious effort a long time ago to simplify the language, and because I love property and I made my first fortune coming from the property angle, with Sharelord I use a lot of property analogies. So at all times we use property analogies just to understand it, but effectively what we're doing is we're utilizing the options market, derivatives, in regards to selling call options. If I'm buying insurance policies, effectively what I'm doing is I'm buying capital protection, such as buying a put option. And that's a type of terminology that we're actually currently utilizing just so we can best understand this strategy. And why am I so excited about Sharelord Advanced is because it's got killer strategies, but the way I wanted to structure the Sharelord Advanced education for those existing Sharelord clients was to start you off with the underlying asset, that is, to physically own a stock and then sell the call options on it based on technical rankings, fundamental rankings, and obviously bullish, neutral to bullish buys, and effectively buying stock, arranging it out, and also actually insuring it at the exact same time. And that has become a very successful formula in regards to Sharelord. So what we're doing right now is with the Sharelord Advanced Education, we want to lay the foundation. That is, keep it conservative based on the underlying. That is, if you were ever exercised, you simply hand over your shares. Hence, covered calls, selling call options or renting your shares in this particular case. But now with the Sharelord Advanced Education, we go one step later, with the next step up, what have you. But before we do that, I want to share with you some, some regulatory and compliance information there for your perusal, and also my qualifications. And also, please note, I've been a professional investor and wealth strategist for over 21 years. And, I've invested through many different cycles of the economy, from boom to bust, back to boom, back to bust, and then back to where we are right now in regards to times of indecision and uncertainty in the stock market, what have you too. And also, please understand, this the information I'm sharing tonight is simply for educational purposes, okay? So, I want you to please note that no consideration has been given in regards to your financial circumstances, and there is no real financial advice. I'm just sharing, a snapshot of over 15 years of my life and the financial wisdom of many of my clients worldwide. In fact, we have clients in over 31 countries right now and counting. Okay. So first of all, let's look at the advanced type strategies that we are referring to. And with the original Sharelord education, and why it proved so popular is because the information was really simplified. I removed all the testosterone, removed all the hieroglyphics, so you didn't have to become like an Egyptologist or whatever. But I removed all that intimidating type language. So, recap with the Sharelord education, we bought stock, we bought shares, we rented these shares out, and utilizing a small portion of the rental income we just received, we bought an insurance policy. So in other words, we bought some shares, we sold the options to those shares by writing a call option, and we utilized a small portion of the option premium we received to buy capital protection, just so we can have an insurance policy to limit any potential downside risk. Okay, so now with the actual advanced Sharelord education, let's take it the next step level, which basically means, what if we were able to now rent out shares that we didn't actually own? And you're probably thinking, well, hold on here. So we can, in the past, I've bought shares, I've rented shares that I've actually physically owned, hence you own the underlying asset, meaning the actual shares in this particular case. And what we're doing right now is this, we're actually renting out shares we do not even own. And the cool thing about this is, we do this in a rising or a falling tide market because no longer do we need to own the shares. I mean, look, by all means, I'm not saying this actually replaces the original Sharelord education. This is used in conjunction with the Sharelord education. But what we're doing right now is actually complementing the existing Sharelord education with more advanced type strategies. And the cool thing about renting out shares you don't even own, what we're doing is this. We're selling call options or we're selling put options. But what we're doing is we're actually buying a call option or buying a put option underneath our written positions. So what we're doing is this, for example, let's say you were bearish on a stock, or let's say you were bullish on a stock, and I'll give a couple of examples over here. So let's say we're bullish on a particular stock, for example, and we were bullish, and we believe that this stock had a lot of neutral to bullish sentiment or what have you. What we can do right now is we can actually write an option, a call option and actually buy a call and buy a, right in regards to a bullish bias, I mean, write a put option in regards to a bullish bias, but also buy a put option slightly below that to basically hedge our position and what have you. So what we're doing is we're selling time decay. And when you're selling time decay, you need to understand this. An option contract has an expiry date. That is, it will eventually expire worthless. And what we're doing is, with the advanced strategies now, we're selling time decay. And when you're selling time decay, imagine this. An option contract is kind of like an ice cube, right? And it's getting closer and closer and closer to the expiry date. So in other words, the option contract is getting closer and closer and closer to the heater. And it's slowly melting and melting and melting and melting until eventually that option contract expires absolutely worthless. So what we're doing now is we're selling time decay. We're selling time decay to whom? Exactly. So when we're running a call, when we're running a put option, we're basically running a put option to all those speculators and all those gamblers who are buying put options. So what we're doing is we're servicing all those option traders who are buying a put option. So what we're doing is we're creating a marketplace for them. See, what we do is we create. We don't trade, we create at all times. That's really, really important. Because as a Sharelord, we create. Whether you're a Sharelord client or a Sharelord Advanced client, we create at all times. That's very, very important. So in this case, we're servicing the individuals who are buying put options because we're creating the put options for them. And we have a bullish view, and for some reason, they have the alternative view and they have a bearish view. And you need to understand that most speculators, most gamblers have absolutely no idea what they're doing. Just like all those gamblers are going to go to a casino. They're putting, they're on a roulette table, they're playing blackjack or whatever kind of thing. But what they're doing is they're speculating with no real understanding or sophistication in regards to what their particular strategy is. So what we do is, we've armed with the appropriate education, we're selling time decay. And one of the Sharelord Advanced educations is we start to rent out shares we don't even own. And what we do now is, in order to do this, and obviously, with the probability of more profitability, what have you, we need more advanced type analysis. And look, let me tell you, I've spent probably close to I would say since mid-1990s, I became a master chartist in regards to technical charters by understanding charts, because one thing I understood a very, very, very long time ago was I understood human emotion. And more so importantly, I began to chart human emotion. And I came from the background where I used to draw my charts. And believe me, when you draw your charts, you internalize them, because a chart is a breathing, living organism based on human emotion, greed, fear, indecision, and what have you. So really, 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 really powerful, what have you. And some of the charting examples will absolutely blow your mind, because let me tell you, when I talk about charting, I will take it to a whole new level you have never, ever, ever seen. And that's my personal guarantee to you, because the way I chart stocks and what have you, I mean, look, I've mesmerized individuals that have been in the marketplace for 30 or 40 years, and understand this, I just have a very, very good understanding of human emotion. And that's what the Sharelord Advanced Education is going to be really about understanding how I chart the stocks. And then we equip you with a different arsenal of different type of strategies to incorporate and actually implement. Because right now, we start to for example, if you were just a Sharelord client before buying 100 shares or buying 1,000 shares in regards to 10 contracts, right now, when you're renting out shares you don't physically own, right now you require less funds, and you can also start to use something called margin, which means you can start to write 10, 20, 30, 40 or 50 contracts or what have you. And let's say you could be receiving a net spread of, let's say, $1.30 or $1.40 per share, and you start to generate some sizable cash flow. So really, really, really powerful. So renting out shares you do not even own in a rising, and also in the falling market. So what we're doing right now is this. We're basically selling calls. Selling calls to who? Okay, well in this particular view, if we have a bearish view, we sell calls, but what we do is we also buy calls on top of that. And don't forget too, it's the analysis. It's not just the strategy, it's the analysis which is going to determine the market sentiment, whether the market is bullish or biased in regards to this particular stock. And that's where the charting is going to be your best friend, because let me tell you, some of the charting examples in education will absolutely blow your mind. I'm telling you this, you'll see nothing like it. It absolutely rocks. And we're also talking about this. And look, you know, with the Sharelord education and the Sharelord advanced education, we are actually the first educational company in Australasia to introduce weekly options. Now, I have American clients for different American you know, marketing companies and other stock market companies, and I've been teaching them in regards to weekly options and what have you. And you know, let me tell you about weekly options. Now, the traditional way in regards to cover calls or you know what have you was, where you basically buy a stock with 4 weeks of time value for 1 month. Right now is this, and this has been made available from the Chicago Board of Options Exchange. And you know, right now, I'm actually extending this absolute privilege to our Australasian clients or what have you, where you can actually physically buy stock and by utilizing weekly options. And the great thing about a weekly option is this. Let's say you had a view on a particular stock, okay? Listen to this carefully. Let's say you had a view on a particular stock, and this particular stock was going ex-dividend or something, or there were like major announcements for this particular stock in regards to, you know, forecasts or what have you, in regards to the board meetings or what have you. But let's say you wanted only a minimal time restraint from this particular stock. Let's say, as opposed to being exposed for the entire month, let's say you wanted to have exposure just for 1 week. And the great thing is with weekly option contracts, the premiums are often really sweet in regards to they are very lucrative. And you know, I've seen some of the returns for the weekly options, you know, where you know members can generate 3 or 4%, and that's for the week. Now understand this, because we're selling time decay, what is our best friend? The erosion of time. And understand this, for every month there are 8 days which work to our favor, and those 8 days I'm referring to are the weekends because the market is closed. But the option contract is still nearing the expiry date. The option contract, even on the Saturday and even on the Sunday, is getting closer to the heater and melting and melting and melting. Imagine this, you know, you're trading an option contract, okay? You're a refrigerator and you're spinning ice cubes. And these option traders have to carry these ice cubes across a nullable, and it's melting on them. It's melting and melting and eroding on them. So the great thing about a weekly option contract is they erode faster. So you're selling time decay, which erodes faster. And these are great little contracts. And if you know what you're doing, very, very lucrative. And also means this, we can actually rent shares up to 4 times in any given month. Once again, absolutely rocking over here. So we rent our shares as a Sharelord. Now we can actually include weekly option contracts. And there's about, there's about 50 to about 75 different, ETFs or stocks we can actually utilize this on. And you're going to discover this at the upcoming Sharelord Advanced event in the coming weeks, and also with the Sharelord Advanced Education, and more on that later. What about how to get paid in cash for selling stock market insurance? Once again, there are individuals out there that buy put options, okay? They're buying capital protection to, with a bearish view, or they're buying capital protection to ensure their share portfolio. Well, guess what? We all buy an insurance policy for our car or our house. A worst case scenario, whether we utilize that, whether we exercise our right in regards to the insurance policy or not, we still have it just in case. It's kind of like a sleep at night factor. Well, guess what? Where do put options come from? Well, individuals that create put options. So what we're doing is this. At the Sharelord Advanced Education, with specific analysis, specifically for writing put options in this particular regards, we're going to show you the exact process, how to write put options to service the individuals on the option trading side that desire to buy put options, what have you. And this is great too because you're collecting premium, because you're servicing the marketplace. And we'll even show you exactly how to create and how to sell stock market insurance by also hedging yourself too, by having another position below you to protect you in the event a share price actually goes down and what have you too. And we'll show you all the defensive mechanisms, all the defensive mechanics in regards to the probability of profitability at all times too. And we're talking about minimizing risk, which is really, really important over here. And for those that have exposure to CFDs, I mean, CFDs are a great leveraged instrument and what have you. And what we've been able to do is this, and a lot of our clients have been asking about CFDs, but what if I was to tell you that with the Sharelord Advanced Education, you can actually start to control more shares for every dollar you invest as a Sharelord. But now, we're utilizing the leverage of CFDs. And if you understand the leverage of CFDs and you combine it as a tandem strategy with the Sharelord strategy, then you've got one serious vehicle over here. And once again, this is very, very, very new to Australia. In fact, there's probably in the world there's about 2 brokerage platforms that you can actually utilize this. And we're going to give you access to platforms you can actually utilize, but also, discovering how to actually utilize this particular strategy so you can go out there and actually utilize the Sharelord strategy, but now with the leverage of combining it with CFDs. And that's really exciting. But once again, only at the Sharelord Advanced Education with the Sharelord Advanced Home Study. And look, there's a lot of different strategies too in regards to a falling market. And right now, when you're looking at the market, I mean, are we in a bullish market or a bearish market, or would you say we're in a very indecisive type market? Right now, I mean, my bias is bearish to like neutral because there's a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace. I mean, you've got you've got this American recession, this double dip type recession where the American market, with I guess the American economy has it's been hemorrhaging, so it's got financial manager cockle, right? And then we've also got Europe. And Europe's starting to feel the ripple effect from the North American market because now there are countries in Europe like Spain, Greece, Portugal, Italy, Ireland that have been hemorrhaging, and their economies are basically in dire straits and what have you. And we look at Australia. I mean, Australia, we've been fortunate to some degree, but now it's starting to catch up with Australia. Let me tell you something. Australia was very fortunate for a number of years, because we had the resource industry which was basically underpinning the entire economy. But right now the Australian market, specifically in the last 9 months, has seen somewhat of a correction. And you can clearly see this in property, what have you, and also our financial markets. And now our financial markets are more at risk now because of what's happening in the North American market, but also across Europe and what have you. And Australia, we were kind of insulated for a small degree there, but right now I do believe we have exposure to the outside market, and that facade of insulation it's wearing thin now. We have full exposure right now, which means now more so than ever you need to know what you are doing. You need to be able to combine different other strategies. Be conservative by all means, but you can also be conservative with more sophistication and knowing how to understand charts and what have you, but also how to minimize your risk with various other sophisticated type strategies and what have you too. So more so now than ever, we need to understand all these overall strategies and what have you. And look, I just wanted to explain to you just the potential of Sharelord, for example. And let's say you're averaging a 5% return every month. Now, 5% return every month. Now look, I'm not talking about speculative transactions, okay? I'm talking about investing, where you outlay monies with great certainty. I mean, that's the whole component of Sharelord and Sharelord Advanced. It's all about probability of success, probability of profitability, but also operating from a degree of certainty and from abundance. Now have a look at this. With $50,000 as a Sharelord, I mean, and assuming 5% every month, well, that's $2,500 per month that you're generating. And think about this. That's like the equivalent of owning 2 rental properties valued at $500,000. That's assuming you can find 2 rental properties at $500,000. What about $100,000 with Sharelord? Well, $5,000 per month over here. Once again, I'm talking from a conservative basis. I'm not talking about speculating where you put money to the market with absolutely no idea how much you can generate. I'm talking about upfront, pay into your bank account, day one, your money. That's really important. Now have a look at this, $5,000 per month. It's like owning 4 rental properties valued at over $1 million. What about $300,000? Potentially $15,000 per month. Equivalent to owning like 12 rental properties valued at about $3 million. So understand, think of the bigger picture over here. Think of the possibilities, And look, with some of these advanced strategies in the existing Sharelord strategy and what have you, Clients have used this to potentially replace their JOB, where basically, you are the most qualified individual in the world. Never be reliant on anybody but yourself. And let me tell you, if you think you're an investor, chances are you're probably not. An investor is an individual who is a Sharelord. An investor is somebody who is a Sharelord advanced client. I'll tell you why. Because we're talking about outlaying money, investing money into the marketplace, and knowing upfront how much money you generate upfront day one. If you don't know the outcome, when you outlay money in the marketplace, you're not an investor, you're a speculator, you're a gambler. You're a gambler. You're no different to any person going to a casino. So once again, why is Sharelord and the Sharelord Advanced Education so unique? Because we have these aspects built into the education. It's actually embedded into the education. So we're talking about this, potentially replacing your JOB, paying off your credit cards, paying off car loans, paying off personal loans, paying off a house mortgage. Or how about this, transforming a negative gear property into a positive cash flow property, or acquiring more cash flow positive investment properties. Really, really important. So understand this, take action now. And have a look at this. I want to explain the actual educations here, folks, and I'll give you some breakdowns over here. With the other Sharelord education, it comes with, the DVDs, the home studies, all the manuals, what have you. You'll also get online access to the online platform, all the videos. Every time we upload a new video, bang, it's online, which means you can access it from anywhere in the world. You also get the training diary, which means every day you get a recommendation in stocks in regards to stocks that meet our strict criteria. And we're talking about stocks to purchase, to rent out, and to actually purchase an insurance policy, all at the exact same time. We're talking about Sharelord mentoring in regards to having an allocated mentor to sit with you, to walk you through the entire process, what have you. And our coaches are allocated to you. And the great thing about our mentors is this. For every 24 hours, we have 22 hours coverage, which means you can speak to our mentors. We also have workshops, and we also have a really cool special in regards to your spouse or partner, which means your spouse and partner has immediate access to the online platform in regards to their very own username and password. And the great thing about the workshops too, we encourage you to bring your teenagers into. And don't forget too, with the different packages that we have available today, with both the Sharelord education and the Sharelord Advanced education, we have payment plans that are included. And let's talk about the advanced home study over here. With the advanced education, we have the home study with all the DVDs and all the MP3s loaded on an iPod and what have you. And once again, with the Sharelord Advanced Education, it's all online, all the videos, all the new uploads, all the new educational library. With the Sharelord Advanced Education, which is separate to the Sharelord Basic Education, or with the Sharelord Advanced Education, we have all these new videos that are basically uploaded live, streaming, and you can view them at any time. And that's, there's no ongoing fees here, which is awesome. And once again, too, if you're a Sharelord Advanced client, well, your spouse or partner automatically has a free username and password to the actual education too. And once again, with our Sharelord Advanced clients, and we have special mentoring. Now, you need to be a Sharelord Advanced client in order to receive the Sharelord Advanced mentoring support too. And once again, because we're covering more intensive analysis and what have you, and all the different strategies with the CFDs and Sharelords, and basically learning how to buy weekly options, how to rent out weekly options, what have you, but also renting out shares you do not even own in a bullish or bearish market, or renting shares in a I don't care which way the market goes, I just want to make money type strategies. Well, that's all covered at the Sharelord Advanced Home Study too. And I've also got a special offer coming up very, very, very shortly. So listen up very, very, very carefully. So all Sharelord Advanced clients have access to our Sharelord Advanced Mentoring Support Team, which is very unique, and they are amazing. Our mentors are specifically being trained to make sure you get started, that you embrace the education, that you understand it, and we want to see you profitable in regards to cash flow generation. And believe me, we go a long way to ensure that, and we work very, very hard to work with you very, very closely. Also, as a Sharelord Advanced client, we are also releasing for the very first time ever the Sharelord Advanced Trading Diary, which is absolutely new. And wait until you see the new Advanced Diary. Now, you need to be a Sharelord Advanced client in order to be a member and a subscribed member to the Sharelord Advanced Trading Diary, which is very, very powerful too. So understand this, with the Sharelord Advanced Education, the home study, you get the entire home study pack, you get the Sharelord Advanced DVDs, the Sharelord Advanced MP3s with the iPod, the Sharelord Advanced manuals, the Sharelord Advanced mentoring support, the Sharelord Advanced Trading Diary, the Sharelord Advanced online platform, spouse and partners absolutely free. They receive their own username and password, so pretty awesome. So what we're doing over here is this. We are doing a very special 24-hour special, and we're doing this for the first 25 clients to take up the advanced offer, what have you. And yes, we can do this 4 times in a month. So yes, $50,000 in Sharelord at 5% times 4 would be, yes, $10,000. So we can actually utilize far more leverage too. And don't get too, I even talked about what you can actually do with margin loans or whatever too. So going back to the actual special over here, 24-hour special, first 25 individuals, and what we're going to do is we're going to have you speak to your success coach and 21st century. And the number is this, and you can talk about this and discuss the entire packages in regards to what you get in both the Sharelord education and also the Sharelord Advanced education. And the number is 1-800-999-270. And you must contact them immediately, and this is going to be for the first 25 individuals, okay? And in order to be a Sharelord Advanced client, you need to be a Sharelord client, okay? So a Sharelord client, you know, if you want to buy the Sharelord Advanced Education, wonderful, awesome. But, you know, if you're not a Sharelord client, you need to become one first of all, and then you'll be eligible to be a Sharelord Advanced client. And we've got a very special price in regards to both educations, and I'm going to throw in a whole heap of really cool bonuses, okay? So let me just show you this, and a lot of your questions will be answered. In the early 2000s, I wrote a best-selling education called The Mastery of Stock Market Intelligence, and the following education, which is called the Global Advanced Trading Education. Now, these 2 educations were based on technical analysis, and let me tell you, with these 2 educations, you can trade E-minis, you can trade Forex, futures, commodities, trade CFDs, trade stocks. You can trade any instrument, any derivative, any stock with the analysis from these 2 educations called the Mastery of Stock Market Intelligence and Global Advanced. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to throw these in absolutely complimentary. You will have free online access to the Mastery of Stock Market Intelligence and the Global Advanced. And understand this, the Mastery of Stock Market Intelligence, that was being retailed at around $3,000. Global Advanced Trading Secrets was being retailed at close to $4,000. So I'm going to throw in $7,000 worth of free value. Now have a look at this. Get ready for the slides. So the Mastery of Stock Market Intelligence and the Global Advanced Trading Secrets, they're going to be free bonuses I'm going to throw in if you come in on this deal. Have a look at this. With the Mastery of Stock Market Intelligence and the Global Advanced Trading Secrets, you're going to get the MSMI education online. You're going to get the free online access to all the videos. You're going to get mentoring support. And on top of that, your spouse and partner, guess what? They get username and password because we want you to grow together as one collective voice in unison. We call this harmonic growth, where you grow together, okay? And as another extra bonus, I'm going to throw in the Science of Trading for Profit, which is my investment psychology home study in regards to really understanding human emotion over here, because human emotion is absolutely powerful, okay? So understand this. Now, let's have a look at this. So with your team members and what have you, you will have these bonuses thrown in, okay? So with the Advanced Sharelord, these will be the forms that you'll be following up with your wealth coaches from 21st century, and I'll give you that number once again. Now, here's the offer over here. Non-Sharelord members, okay, the Sharelord education, the entire education with all those with the mentoring and the diary and what have you, and the workshops, and the Sharelord Advanced Home Study. And I'm also going to throw in the Science of Training for Profit Home Study and the MSMI Online Education. Okay, and the MSMI Online Education actually features the Global Advanced Training Sequence. Okay, so with Sharelord, for non-Sharelord members, first up, you get Sharelord, the Sharelord Advanced Home Study, you get the Science of Training for Profit, you get the MSMI Education Online, and on top of that, you will get a free ticket to the Sharelord Advanced Ticket. Now, the Sharelord Advanced Ticket means you will get free access, a complimentary ticket to our upcoming Sharelord Convention between September 16 and 19, which means on top of the education, you will also receive, so on top of the Sharelord Advanced Home Study, you will also receive a free ticket to attend the Sharelord Advanced Live Seminar, which is a 2-day live seminar during the Sharelord Convention, okay? And that all up is absolutely ridiculous value, which means that's $9,997, okay? So if you already have an advanced ticket, you have admittance to the Sharelord Live Seminar, the 2-day live event. The Sharelord Advanced Home Study is a separate home study investment altogether too. So make sure if you haven't actually invested in the Sharelord Advanced Home Study, you do so immediately. So that's for non-Sharelord members. If you are an existing Sharelord member, this is the upgrade Sharelord member price and offer. So if you already have Sharelord, you can invest in the Sharelord Advanced Home Study, which is the education, and you get your mentoring, and you get the Sharelord Advanced Diary, and all those other features. You'll also receive the Science of Training for Profit. You will also receive the Mastery of Stock Market Intelligence, the online education, freebie as a complimentary offer. And on top of that, you will receive a free ticket to the Sharelord Convention, which includes the free ticket to the Sharelord Advanced Live Event. And we're also going to be filming that live event too. And that is $4,995, an absolute crazy price. And look, these are only for 21st century clients, okay? So if you already are a Sharelord and you're a 21st century client, then go for the upgrade special of $4,995 and you get the entire package. Speak to your wealth coach ASAP. If you're a non-Sharelord member right now, you can come in on this deal where you invest in Sharelord and you get the Sharelord Advanced Home Study too. You get the Science of Training for Profit Home Study. You get the MSMI Education Online. That's an awesome technical analysis course. It's brilliant. It absolutely rocks. And you'll also have a free ticket to the Sharelord Advanced Ticket. Now these Sharelord Advanced tickets, for our existing Sharelord clients, they're $997. So you will get a free ticket to this, okay? But you must be a Sharelord, and obviously, these prices are for 21st century clients, and the offer is this. It's a 24-hour deal only, okay? For the first 25 individuals, speak to your wealth coach ASAP. Now, I want to show you this, okay? The eighth wonder of the world is compounding. I want you to understand this particular slide over here. Let's say you started with $10,000, and let's say you're generating, let's say, 5% a month, okay? And I'm talking about conservative here, okay? Minimizing your risk and over here, and all about probability here. I'm not talking about speculating. I'm talking about an investment vehicle over here. Let's say you started with $10,000 and you were achieving, up to 5% a month. And let's say you compounded that every month. Well, if you compounded it every month in regards to the returns or what have you, well, guess what? After 10 years, if you were compounding every time, well, that's catapulting $10,000 into $3.4 million. Just think of the bigger picture, the possibilities here, because once again, the entire Sharelord education and the Sharelord Advanced Education, what we're talking about is this: becoming an investment, becoming an asset, being catapulted from a liability into an asset. Really, really, really important over here. Now, once again, this is a 24-hour special, okay? A 24-hour special. First 25 individuals only. You need to speak to your success coach at 21st Century. ASAP, just do it now. Cut every sign of retreat, just take massive action. 1-800-999-270. Call them now. 1-800-999-270. And these are the specials over here. We've got the non-Sharelord member price of $9,997, which is Sharelord. The Sharelord Advanced Home Study, Science of Trading for Profit, the Mastery of Stock Market Intelligence, the online version. And we've also included GATS, which is Global Advanced Trading Secrets. Awesome. That is online. You get that complimentary. And you'll also get a free ticket to the Sharelord Convention, which is September 16, September 19, which includes the Sharelord Advanced ticket, which means you can sit in on the Sharelord Advanced live 2-day intensive event, okay, which is going to absolutely rock. Now, that's for non-Sharelord members. If you are an existing Sharelord client, you can upgrade to the Sharelord Advanced Home Study. We'll also include the Science of Trading for Profit. We'll also include the Mastery of Stock Market Intelligence, the online version, and that also includes the Global Advanced Trading Secrets, and you'll also get a free ticket to the Sharelord Advanced 2-day live intensive seminar. And that 2-day event is part of the greater 4-day Sharelord Convention, which is for Sharelord clients. And once again, these two specials in regards to the upgrade Sharelord member price and the non-Sharelord member price, these are only for 21st Century clients. This is a special 21st Century Sharelord exclusive deal, okay? Once again, talk to your wealth coaches over here. And the numbers are 1-800-999-270. It's a 24-hour special only. And it's for the first 25 individuals to get in on this deal. ASAP, do not miss out and take massive, massive action. And I look forward to seeing you at the Sharelord Convention